Peace, power, and love. Humam Abdulmalik, once again before the sun rises, with Blackanized Incorporated, conscious chess moves in this paradigm of a quagmire, deceptive maze that we be in this illusionary world that's prescripted by those who think they're in control. For a moment they may be, and that moment has been for so long that we gotta change this thing around and return it back to where harmony and peace existed. I want to start today by really going in some good energy and some bad energy at the same time. I want to refer back to yesterday. It was in the commemoration of one of our great iconic figures, a black man, a race man that started off as people was saying that he has sold out and all that, but it's a growth and development period in everybody's life and concepts and ideologies that they intake in the data of their computer, which is their brain. And his teachings was teachings of peace, but he didn't realize that where he emulated this personality, that personality, he suffered from a social narcotic that was so deep in his country. But he dealt with the powers to be, to bring about peace, the oppression that he was going through. But his eternal concepts was of a racist ideology. But King didn't know that. He just took on the ideology of Gandhi that dealt with the aspect of peace and turning the other cheek, because that was his indoctrination already from being a Christian. But I didn't adhere to his concept in the beginning of his journey. But I seen his growth and development of becoming aware of what he had his hand into, or his mind, or were leading his people into, us. Those he had affected a great number of us, not only us as melanated people or black people or African Americans, and at that time we were called Negroes. But anyway, he had the Neanderthal, so-called European white man, coming into the folds. Not only them, the Spanish, everybody, because of his power that was given to him by the Creator on the path of the ancestors that he was on, to bring about equality, justice, and equality for all, especially us. Because at that time we was just coming into coming out of black laws, and we didn't really have no rights. I think in '64 when we first got our voting rights or something like that. I have to check on that because I don't want to be giving out information that's a fallacy or no support or foundation for it. But I want to talk about yesterday when we in D.C., Ward 8, Washington, D.C., we put on a peace walk and a parade. It's been going on for the last 11 years. Sometimes it'd be part and parcel or whatever, but today took a different route. But the route, what can I say, went through the dead zones or something that were no people or whatever, but coming up you go through the same dead zone, but on the up end of that is more people, come out, I guess. But yesterday was nice because the people on the bottom end came out yesterday, and it was well received. With everybody that you can name was in it. We had Brother Malik Farrakhan with Ceasefire, Don't Smoke the Brothers, and his entourage. We even had Brother Ron Moten up there on the go-go truck with, who was that? Backyard. It was in the yard, and it wasn't the backyard, but they was getting off, and they brought the people out. And Baloo Marching Band, whoo, Ooh, boy. And we had people that came out. We had the unity of the sisters that Cynthia and this Sloan and that group there about the mothers that had killings of their sons or whatever by police or at the hands of other people. They were there. We had people talking about Trump, no KKK and no racism down with Trump. We had everybody. We had the horses running down the street. We had the young children playing the drums from, I think they was from, I don't rightly recall, but they was getting off the whole time, beating them drums. You thought they was professionals. We had everybody there. We had majorettes, and we had what they was from Latinos. We had everybody. We had Europeans. Everybody came together to celebrate this great iconic figure, a great man, a great orator, whose heart was pure. His temple, he was purifying, and his growth and development, he was gaining more insight of this social narcotics called white supremacy and institutionalized racism. At first, he thought he could really, he did have an effect, but his effect was like, I ain't gonna say it was a charade. I ain't gonna say that the tokenism gains that he made some real gains or were part of the gains that were made about civil rights. But it was an error in that it should have been human rights. And we still haven't reached that level of human rights. We're still dealing with civil rights. See, we can take this to the UN. They had the UN come into our community and was going around the country and observing the information or getting information from the people in the cities and institutions of the cities, the church, the masjid, and all came together and was voicing their opinion about the trivial affairs that affect us now in this day and time. And they went back to the UN and said that they should give us reparations for the acts that were perpetrated against us in our citizenship. And then we haven't heard no response from that. But to get back to yesterday, yesterday was a great day. I walked with our Ward 8 council member, the great visionary of this movement, this new movement in Ward 8. That's Trayon White, a great young visionary that has a plan to put in effect for our growth and development in Ward 8. We got to support that. I mean, and we just got to give it a chance before we got to just be behind it and be supported. This is about unification, about organization, and about the development of an infrastructure such as educational, economical, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and all that. We want to do this right. We want to, really do this in a political essence and also a community essence, an activist essence. We want to do it holistically to benefit from, to be at the table and not just looking at the menu, but ordering from the menu and not just making it a monetary thing, making it a growth and development thing for our community. That's what we got to do. And we got to follow leaders that are true to the uplifting of the people. And I support this brother 100%. But not to only stay there, I want to say something else, man, that was horrific and that we got to stop in our community, man. Here's a day we celebrating a leader, a great leader. And right, up the street, around the corner or something like that. Young brothers at it again, man. At it again, man, and with no direction, misdirection. And somebody lose their life, an elder of our community. Not only an elder in our community, an elder in a wheelchair. Man, come on, brothers. What are we doing, man? I was saying yesterday or the other day, man, would you do that to your mother, man? Would you, like, you killing brothers, each other, killing it? Would we do it to your mother, father, or whatever? And look what happened, man. She wasn't an intended target, but her soul is gone. Her loved ones are in pain. The pain that you brought upon them, man. We got to stop that in our community. We got to be about love in our community and stop hurting each other, man. Especially with the gun where you take somebody's life, man. They ain't coming back no more. They ain't gonna be here no more in this realm, man. And it's an effect upon not only they gone, it's an effect upon their family, man. It's an effect that you created, a ripple effect. Now where you at in your mind, in your spirit right now at this moment, where you at? If you don't hear me, somebody else hear me, and somebody else know you or know of it or whatever, because this energy, you can't get away from this energy. It's connected. We got to change our energy by changing our hearts and our thoughts. We got to. We already got too much going against us and had too much going against us for years, for decades, generation after generation after generation, man. It got to stop now. And we the only ones can stop it because we're the ones who are doing it. Besides this system, this social narcotics, this system of institutionalized racism and white supremacy, we know that. We know we're going to deal with that. But how can we deal with each other, man, in love and peace and harmony, man? Y'all going to have to put them guns down, and we need them for defense of our families and stuff like that. If we put down the guns and we put down drugs and we put down all those things and become spiritually inclined, man, you got to change your heart. You got to change your mind and how you think, man. You got to do this with love. You got to love yourself first and foremost. In loving yourself, you're going to love everybody else, man. The same love you have for when your baby come out your mother's womb, man. That same love that you have for your child, you should spread that love for everybody. Amongst us, we got to do that, man, in this day and time. If we don't, it's going to be like we losing our mind. It's like we ain't going to have no direction. It's going to be like everybody's high on 2K or Flacker or whatever. That's what they want. They want us to be misdirected. We got to come out that paradigm ourselves, man. Take a time. Look in that mirror, man. Look in that mirror. I mean, not only for this community, the whole community, the whole nation. Because I know this is going around wherever. This might be worldwide. And I'm talking about worldwide. A global pandemic that's based on what this design is to keep us confined in some negative energy. Energy that where we hurt ourselves. Through a program that we being programmed by the music and the frequencies that they control. That's why we got to control our own frequency. We got to control our own corporations. We got to control our own music distributions, our radio stations. We got to retrain ourselves. Man, it's a hurting feeling, man. I know the people that's mother or grandmother that's gone, man, the effect upon that. Because just like if somebody passed naturally is a hurt feeling. But somebody go like that, man. Just going to the store like they do every day. And whatever your beef was it that great, man? That you got to try to kill each other? Then you kill somebody accidentally? Come on, brothers. We got to end this madness, man. And we can only, the ones can end it, man. We got to end it yesterday. We got to love each other, man. We got to love ourselves first and foremost. So, man, I don't know what to say, man. How do we change this dilemma that we suffer from? Do you believe in a creator in yourself? Do you believe who you really truly are? Do you believe where you truly really come from? Can you get out your system that you're not a slave, man? You're not a slave to drugs. You're not a slave to money. You're not a slave to sexuality and pleasure. You're not a slave to that. You are the energy of the creator, man. You have the personality and the characterization that you can come into and be in harmony and peace. Create a universal understanding, universal feelings of love, man. We got to do this. We got to develop into almost a whole total political system within our community, man. Being a part of what already established, but eternally. Okay, here it go right here. I don't know if you know a little bit of science. I don't know that much about it. But we know the atom is surrounded by the proton and the neutron and all that. So we that atom, we the core, we the center. And we got to come out and develop that center with some love, and that energy that comes out expands from that. It touches everything. We got to change from within, man. I don't care if you go to church or the masjid or wherever, synagogue or wherever. If you go in there for instructions of divine instructions and don't apply, or you apply with half-heartedly, you're still doing your negative things, hustlings or whatever, man. And I'm not agree. I've been where you at. Let me say that. I've been where you at, done everything you done. When I say you, I mean in general. I've been like Malcolm X. I'll put it like that again to give it more credence. I've been in the gutter, but I come up out of the gutter because of realization. I say that, how can I be a part? How could I say I'm a revolutionary or I love my people and I'm still part of hurting my people at a period of time, selling drugs or hustling or whatever, and hurting my people, not directly, but indirectly. I'm not forcing them to get that, but they getting it, and it's coming from my hands. And who has it? Put it in my hands or in the community. It's the system that want us down. It's a proven fact that the FBI in the 60s put heroin in our community, or it's a proven fact that early 50s and all that, the CIA put those psychedelic drugs in our community. As a matter of fact, in the 70s and all that, early 80s, the CIA put cocaine in our communities. So that's where the crack come from. It's a proven fact that the flakka and 2K and all that is built or manufactured in factories that's ties with the entity of the government. The government is in other countries, like they talking about doing democracy, but it's for the control of the poppy plant or the oil lines. But more so, drugs is the most one of the most incomes that this system get. So they control it. It's based on that. The reality of it, this system is really corrupt. But the system, it works in a sense. It works in the sense that long as we under robot control and Negro pens selling our souls and perpetrating this same systematic endeavor of this system, keeping us in a position of being subservient and not really equality, justice, and quality and peace for everybody, then we're going to be in this quagmire, the septic maze of this reality that they create for us through this social narcotics, white supremacy, and institutionalized racism. And that's the reality. That's the reality. And they get us in what we practice. I'm talking about the religions that we practice keep us separated as a people. We got to come together as a people. That's what religion should do, should bring us together. It's no matter what you practice, because there's only one creator. It's not a creator for each religion. That's the, when you say dumbfounded, don't be dumbfounded. Don't let dumbness find you. The reality is everybody got to know it's only one creator, or a concept of one creator, universe or innerverse. The innerverse should give you that understanding of the universe, the one verse and the one deity that they give a name to keep us divided from each other as a people, as a righteous people, as a people of the deity, of the universal deity. I don't want to give it the name. I definitely don't want to say God, because God is a misconception. That's it's misconstrued. If you turn it around, it's dog. You say Allah is Allah or whatever, but I don't even want to say that. I just want to say universal essence. The Creator is one for all of us, all the people on the planet. But some people have sold their soul to the concept they call devil or Satan, what they created also, to keep us in a stupor. We got to realize these concepts and where they come from so that we can overcome them eternally first with the understanding that's already divinely prescripted from our DNA. And all we got to do is just absorb it, just fall into it, just be it, be this divine essence, be what we have to do, be a blessing to each other through love, man, love and peace, not this chaotic, confused, harmful energy. We can't do that. We got to let it go, man. How many more mothers and grandmothers or children or young adults got to die, man, from our hand? For what? For a few dollars? For the comfort of a female? Or you got to develop a name, you got to develop a reputation, you got to be a baller, you got to, all this, man, is like Mike Tyson say, it's ludicrous. It really is, man. It's asinine. It's being dumbfounded, man. It's being controlled. You fall under robot control and don't even know you're being controlled by frequencies, and we put ourselves in a stupor, and we get drunk and, off balance and all that, and we think we got to prove something. We have to go or something like that, and then bump into somebody and whatever. Then you want to go to the extreme. You don't have to go to the extreme, man. Because when you go to the extreme, you taking a soul out of this realm. And it's not, everything happened by divine decree. But it's not your job. If you make the right choice in your life, you don't have to make that call to take somebody out this realm, out of this dimension where they ain't going to be here no more. The effect that you have upon yourself, your thinking, your attitude. See, when you do that and you get caught up in doing, you think you got to keep on doing it. You running in fear. You running in a fear of yourself. Because yourself is not like that. Yourself is not destructive. You don't really have a destructive nature. Your nature is one of peace and love and harmony, man. And you can be a warrior and all that, but you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody by hurting your own kind. It's a time to be a warrior when you're disciplined and under self-control and you dealing with your natural enemy. We have a natural enemy as a people. We got a natural enemy as a people. You better wake up. We better wake up to see what's going to happen in a couple of days. First, we got to see what's going to happen at that inauguration that's coming up. We're going to see what's going to happen, how groups of people are going to come together, energy going to come together. You're going to have pro and you're going to have con. You're going to have the duality. But we got to see how this duality come together and this energy come together. Does it explode or explode? With all these people coming together with different ideologies and different energies. And the thing about it, this time, it's them against them. Most of all. That's good. See, we can step back and set back and look this time instead of being involved. We are already afflicted with everything this system has thrown at us and has thrown at us. And we know that we got to develop, we got our perimeters, we got our barriers, we should have, because we know what's coming before us. And another thing I want to say, I'm talking, but my rhetoric just ain't talking, it's proactive. But other people like me are talking also. Other organizations, churches, the masjids, the synagogue, they're talking like this also. But we got to come together. Somehow or the other, we got to have a significant connection to bring us together to be able to operate if it do come to anarchy, police state, or whatever. I used to think it might be a race war, but I don't think it would be a race war. If we stand back and just defend ourselves from that, I think it's more be like the militia or something like that, and anarchists, but it's going to be derived from the system because the system want this to implement their greater plan. They have a greater plan because they they indoctrinated us with revelations, right? And they're trying to keep that going on. We got to be very, 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 very careful because these people are masters of trickology. See, they'll use holographic pictures and make it look real. Bring something down out the sky. And we say, oh my, or whatever. We got to be aware of the deception. But, I'm really, I'm perplexed, man. It was a great celebration of this brother, Martin Luther King Jr., who told us, he said, my dream perhaps may have been a nightmare. I'm paraphrasing, but you can look it up and get the correct words that's coming out of his mouth, not mine. I'm not going to talk bad about that brother, even though I didn't like his ideology. But his purpose, his genuine purpose from his heart, from his understanding. He used this methodology because of fear, or well, it could have been fear, but it was definitely methodology that peace will work. Peace will work. Turning of the other cheek will work. Get bitten by dogs will work. Getting water hosed down with the powerful water hose will work. Getting hit in the head with battens and all that will work. Getting blown up in churches will work. He didn't see all that, at first, because he thought these people were not bestiality, didn't have a beast nature like he experienced. He thought they would act like human beings. But his methodology put this whole thing on a world scale that it can be seen. Because America always talking about diplomacy to everybody else, trying to run their affairs from here, because that's how imperialism go. The tentacles of capitalism become imperialism. And it's an international entanglement that the people that run this corporation in cahoots with the Vatican and England against everybody else on the planet. And all those other people that buy into the Bilderbergs and the Foreign Council of Affairs and all those other things, those secret societies. But we have to overcome that. Keeping it local, we have to overcome it. In Ward 8, we gotta overcome that, man. Man, it's a hard thing I know these people probably stayed up all night, man, feeling that hurt and that pain, man. Look at the little children that's affected. Look what negative seeds you planting in their head and their conscience. They want revenge. I want to do that and all that, man. It's a ripple effect. We got to stop it. We got to stop it with some love and appreciation for ourselves. What level do the righteous want to take in this endeavor? Because our brothers need help. We need to grab our brothers by the soul and spirit and shake them to wake them up. Shake some spirituality into them. Because it deals with the divine nature, then the mentality that controls the physical actions. We got to change the mindset. We got to grab them. We got to let them know that the energy of the Creator is in them. We got to do something, and it got to be done immediately. Because we have a political climate that's going to be, they say, global warming. They say it ain't real. But we just got to see what this political climate is going to bring us with the mentalities and the mindsets that's going in there of these. We know they're ultra nationalist European Niagara concepts. It's about business, about creation of whatever control that they already have. But they want to intensify this. They want to intensify it. You ain't got to believe or hear or listen to what I'm saying. Study for yourself and research. Research the history of this nature. Research and find out that it's saying my connection is weak. How can it be? I don't know. But anyway, I just want to say this: do research. Just don't listen to me. We definitely got to do that. Because if we don't, we're going to pay dearly. We're going to really pay dearly. And the time is the time is now for us to do everything that I'm talking about. It was yesterday, really. Maybe a decade ago, 2 decades, maybe a century ago. It should be in continuation of our growth and development of, the growth and development as a people, locally first, within ourselves, eternally first, then family, then community, then spread, make the universe expanding. So with that, I just want to say, my brothers, come together in love on the pathway of our ancestors in a divine way, by divine decree. And we got to study. We got to read. See, with reading, we learn stuff through research. Don't take words for face value. We got to research and scientifically research, esoterically research. We got to go back to our roots. I just want to share with us some principles, Hermetic principles. It says, the principles of truth are 7. He who knows these understandingly possesses the magic key before whose touch all doors of the temple fly open. The temple. That is the temple of truth. The truth of understanding who we are as a people. Mm-hmm. And these sciences, we have our pathways to our growth and development. So we can't just stay in a quagmire of this curriculum that they teaches us, because we know it is a social narcotics. It's a social narcotics of white supremacy and institutionalized racism with added extra drugs or different type of drugs, such as the Willie Lynch syndrome. We got to overcome all 3 of those addictive drugs and be men, brothers, and warriors and lovers of our families. And sisters got to be matriarchy queens, the first teachers of our family, the real leaders in a matriarchic world, in a world of ma'at, balance. That's why we got to go black. We got to go black to our beginning and come up. Another principle is a principle of mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is mental. All things proceed from thought. You have to think of it first, materialize it in your universe through understanding. Then it manifests itself in this universe. The second principle is correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. It's the heavens and the earth. Everything is in correspondence, in reflection. Look in the mirror. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. We are energetic beings. The vibration, frequencies, and energy. The fourth principle is of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half truth. All paradoxes may be reconciled. Everything has an opposite, but the opposites attract. They may be different, but only in degrees. The principle of rhythm, the fifth law. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swings, manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensate. The sixth principle, the principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a law name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law, and everything derives from divine law. The final principle is the principle of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has it. Masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. And I was getting this information from, it's a philosophical classic, the Kabbalah, right here. And those 7 principles come out of that. We have to study stuff like that because it's going black to us. Principles that we put into this environment that they kept or keep hidden from us. Just like it's said that the Vatican has 10, 15, maybe 40 or 50 miles under there, the Vatican over there. Information that they stole from us. It's information that gives us a esoteric understanding, an arcane knowledge that we know how to work with innately. It's our nature. By divine decree. Understanding our universe. See, they have control over this universe, but they don't have control over the universe. Once we know that and apply that, then we can become in control with the universe, the duality, as above, so below, the subconscious and the conscious, the universe and the universe. We are the master of ourselves, and once we master ourselves, we master everything else. We be in accord with nature. So I implore, I beg, I plead with our youth in the community, our community here in Ward 8. We must come about. We must be the example. Because our youth, the youth are, they are the ones now. Y'all are the ones. Y'all the next generation of leaders. But y'all got to take this power and harness it. You got to harness it, my brother. Put down the gun. Stop killing each other, man. Think about it, man. Think about it, what you're doing to yourself and your community, your family, man. Be in love, man. Love yourself. I plead of you. I will listen to being. It's the energy of the Creator in me. I will this to be. I will it to you to look at yourself in the mirror and question yourself. Question your motives, man. Question, whatever it was, the beef or whatever, it got to stop somewhere. It got to. Whatever it was, whatever the beef is, money, girls, or because somebody else killed, the ripple has to stop. The ripple effect must stop. We must come to the table of peace. I know if the Bloods and Crips can do it out in California, all that killing they used to do, oh man, we can do it all over this nation. And I don't know what's happening in Chicago, our brothers up there. Come on, man. Y'all, it's 700, almost 800 killings of us mainly. Come on, brothers. We can control this whole thing when we come together. The youth, the young adults, and the elders, the warriors. Oh, come on, man. We got to turn this thing back over. We got to do it naturally and spiritually. as a united, a united body of Africans in America from an African spirituality concept. I don't care if you practice in Islam, Christianity, Judaism, whatever, Hebrewism or whatever. The one source come from us. We are the source of that universal essence from the beginning and to the end. We are the Alpha and Omega. We are. We as this spiritual being that we got to manifest here in this physical realm. And I pray to our Creator. I pray, I implore, I will it into being that we find the peace that we need as a people. Let's change this thing. Let's do this in accordance with our nature, our divine nature. We can do it. We don't need slave catchers in our communities. We don't need slave catchers in our community. We need to establish an institution that's going to help all our people to rise up economically, spiritually, educationally. We're going to have to develop the entrepreneurship that's being done, not trying. We got to do this. Man, think about it, my brothers. Just look at yourself in the mirror, man. Come out the hangover or the stupor of, I ain't gonna say smoking marijuana because that's supposed to be medical, but the drinking added with it and all the other drugs added with it for whatever reason. Face reality, man. Face our reality. The reality that we're faced with is that we've been attacked and programmed years after years, but we got to come out. The time now, according to natural divine essence, the time now, because the energy is here, divine energy is coming down. This is the age of Aquarius. And the effects of a natural occurrence is occurring. That's why everybody is supposed to be conscious and enlightening or waking up or the third eye and this and that and all that. Man, if it is, unify on that vibration, that frequency, and that energy and come together in love and peace and understanding who we are as a people. Put the guns down. Stop killing each other, man. Stop killing each other, man. You got to. Men and women. Stop drinking. Stop getting high, man. Stop distorting your senses. Get beyond your 5 senses so that you can have a spiritual inclination. Don't just go to church and listen. Go to church and study. Look at that Bible and everything that's in that Bible and what it says, you know. Even when you're going to the masjid, do the same thing. Our Muslim brothers and Christian brothers and Hebrew Israelite brothers and Nubians and conscious and everybody. One love. One peace. One aim, one purpose. To rise up a people united together, not separated. Not separated, together, united. In the universal laws of unity. The oneness. There's only one creator, one source of everything. Comes through the canal of our sisters. So hold up our sisters. Listen to our sisters, matriarchy queens, man. I know the so-called man's supposed to be the leader and all that. But if we didn't come out of that canal of life, we wouldn't be here. And we can say if we ain't put that seed in there, we wouldn't be here. But if it ain't come out, if you put the seed there and it ain't come out, because you do that all the time, because we based our thing on pleasure principle instead of reproduction. So how many seeds go up there when it's a million spermatozoic sperms that go up there, and all the times that you have sex, it don't be about reproduction because reproduction don't occur. So the seed is planted once the Creator put us together in the jails, and then it comes through that canal of life. So hold our sisters in high esteem. Our matriarchy queens should be paid all homage, and pray for the family with the sister that we lost, the mother, the grandmother, the grand aunt, the great grandmother, or whatever, man, the great. That's our great grandmother, man. By extended family, man. That's your great grandmother. Whoever bullet came out of whose gun and killed that sister, that was your great-great-grandmother that you killed. Look at it that way so you can change your behavior. Look in the mirror this morning. Look in the mirror this morning. All of y'all that was involved in that activity, all y'all looked in the mirror, man. Because you're all accessories, man. There's no need for us to harm each other when we got a natural enemy that's killing us through our food, through our water. He pipeline the prison for our children, dumbing our children down in school and all that. And y'all want to play the game of what? We ain't controlling nothing until we control it. First, we got to control ourselves, brothers or sisters, whoever. Come together. I beg of you. I implore you. And I ain't nobody. I ain't no celebrity. I ain't got no lot of money. None of that. But my heart, my love is for you because I love myself. I love my ancestors. I love my history. I love the story that we as a people have given to the world. So with that, I'm going to close out. And I'm going to say once again, we should, in a moment of silence, that's what I'll do. I humbly apologize. Let's have a moment of silence for the sister or anybody who died in our community or anybody who died in our country, whoever, anybody who died on this planet by the hand of their extended family. Anybody who died from the hand of a black man, a melanated man, but more so in our community, that sister. Anybody else who died in our community. Let's have a moment of silence, please. I'll ask our Lord, the divine energy that's in all of us, universally, to bring us together in peace and harmony, to rise us up mentally and spiritually so that we can stop this in our community, man. We got to. We got to. It's us that we killing, man. And it has a long-range term effect upon us as a people. It affects a generation of people. It plants a negative seed, a negative energy in people. We got to stop it. We got to get these things out of our system, eternal system, and then our system into our communities. I mean, every weekend, what do? We spend our money and go get that Hennessy or whatever, and we get drunk, stupid, and be in a state of stupor. I mean, it's about discipline and self-control. It's about purifying your temple, not tearing it down or putting toxins in it. But I'm not attacking nobody or anything. I want you to discipline yourself. I want you to attack yourself. Look in the mirror and say, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? For some few dollars or so-called control of the block or something? Come, my brothers, the essence of our creativity, the essence of our self-knowledge is the key to open up the secrets of our continual success. We can do this in a righteous manner. We can do it in a legit manner so that they can't touch us. They won't be able to touch us. Let's demonstrate to the world, starting in our community, that we can develop some harmonious practice of love, peace, and understanding, and some justice and equality amongst each other. And then it will have to come into the community as a whole and get behind good leadership. We have a young visionary, Trayon White. We have a young visionary in the educational system, Marcus Baxter. We got to get behind all our ANC members, commissioners, and support that movement. It's a movement that we got to support, and we need the support of everybody in our community to be a part of this movement. Overcome the bias and overcome the whatever we had before and unify the young The young adult and the elders got to come together and merge and overcome our idiosyncrasies of fear of each other. The elders scared of the youth, and the youth doing things to scare the elders. Come, my brothers and my sisters. Let's be the divine essence of what we're supposed to be in this world of African, Akabulian, melanated people, and let our matriarchic sisters and let my aunt come to existence in our community. And with that, I want to say peace, love, and power for us to develop in our communities as a whole. And I love my people. Again, I say I'm not a celebrity. I don't have no money. I just love my people. I got insight because I studied, and I'm going to continue to study because I'm a student teacher. And I'm not egotistical, self-centered, or arrogant. I don't use vulgar language because vulgar language is what type of energy is that? I don't need that to express what I'm trying to say. But I'm human. I will cuss now. I might cuss you out if I'm in an argument or whatever when I lose it. But I try to stay in control of myself, and I'm not better than anybody else. I don't claim to be better than nobody else. But I will proclaim that I am chosen by the Creator and on the pathway of my ancestors to give me guidance. There's no other reason for me being. I'm not going to be here in this realm or on this planet Earth for the time that I've been and not leave a legacy. If I reach one person, then I ain't gonna say my job is done, but my job has begun. Because my job is a lifetime. Is a lifetime of love and security and sincerity for my people. That's is the seed in me, a natural divine the seed that was planted into me from ages ago, eons ago, from the beginning. See, I come from the beginning, the first of the creation. I'm an extension of that. My spirit has always been here. The spirit and energy of the Creator is in me and is not going nowhere because you can't destroy carbon. The essence of 666. 6 neutrons and 6 protons and 6 electrons. The makeup of carbon that is energy, a divine energy. I said that for my brother Shaka, for real. Don't tell nobody. Don't even tell him. But anyway, I love my people. And again, man, love somebody. Tell somebody you love them. Hug somebody. And take that. That deep breath of life that the Creator has given you, me, this here at this moment before the sun has risen, to reach out and touch somebody. Again, I implore my youth to overcome that sickness of that social narcotics, of white supremacy, and institutionalized racism, and the Willie Lynch syndrome. Is all programmed to our being to hurt each other. We got to come out of that program. That dynamics we have to change. We have to reprogram ourselves. Look in the mirror, brother and sisters. Look in the mirror, everybody, this morning. Just look in the mirror and reflect upon our objectives in life as divine spiritual beings in the physical realm, in our community. We got to not let nobody validate us. We got to lift ourselves up by the bootstrap, like our iconic other ancestor figure. I said, Myron Barron. He said, if you fall on your back because you'll be looking up. And if you can look up, you can get up. And that's what we got to get up. We got to do that now. We got to get up. We're going into a political climate, a political arena in this coming few days or whatever. And those of y'all that say, give it a chance and give him a chance, I don't agree with that. I humbly prefer to disagree with that concept. And like the dude, Steve Harvey, you should look at him on Facebook. Look at the fear in him after he came downstairs from meeting with Donald Trump. Don't forget what he said before, that Donald Trump, you can't do this and he ain't that and this and that. Donald Trump called him into his office. I don't know what he did to him up there, but you look at it on Facebook. You see the fear in him. You see the fear in the Negro pen that already has sold his soul. Then another thing that got me so very perplexed and complex is John Lewis. I used to look at him in a different light, but he stood up to that far right. And guess what Trump did playing poker? He called Martin Luther King's son into the meet with him. Oh man, I'm telling you, boy, they counted. They playing chess for real, but they can't beat this game because we created chess. Peace, love, and power to my people. I love y'all. Have a great day. Don't forget, tell somebody you love them. Hug somebody. Motivate somebody. Stimulate somebody. I'm talking locally, but as the universe expands, I'm going worldwide with this because it's a pandemic. It's a pandemic that we're dealing with. The social narcotics is worldwide. Worldwide. Dealing with the Vatican, England, and United States of hypocrisy under satanic administration. And that concept is really coming into being, and maybe if they don't play, I don't know if it's going to be politics as usual or politics in this demonic society, or so I say, democratic society. We will see. Peace. Love y'all. Stay strong and be stronger.